the channel. Hope you're all having a fantastic week. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you're all healthy and safe. I know you've been washing your hands. I know you've been wearing your mask. Everyone's been obeying social distancing. At least I hope you have. My business has been through the roof. We are busy as can be. Nice, I get to do all of my clerical work from here in the house, but heck on wheels when I have to go actually into the practice. So, today I thought we'd talk about something that's become very familiar in all our lives. These things, personal protective gear, these surgical masks, these fancy schmancy gloves that you see everywhere now. And I know we've gone over the proper way to remove them and use them and what we should be doing with them and how to follow the rules. But it dawned on me and a few very eco-conscious colleagues of mine that there is a tremendous problem looming on the horizon that is not being addressed and not being thought through at all. That problem, my friends, would be the disposal of these items. These, what will be and are very toxic, very tainted, highly infectious material. It's very good at absorbing and holding viral, particles. These are all clean, by the way, just as an example. The gloves may be completely contaminated on the outside. You removed them, you turned them inside out like you were supposed to, but still someone has to dispose of these. We're used to seeing them go into that barrel or that big hazard can in the doctor's office, and we think that's it. It goes out with our regular trash and that's the end of it. But actually not at all. Not in the least. You can't just throw that in your trash. We're doing that currently because it's a pandemic, but we're actually contributing to the continuation of the pandemic. It will loom with us for years unless we begin from right now exercising proper sanitation. We can't just be throwing it in with our regular trash. We need to be separating it out just like we do our recyclables. So it needs to be hazmat recycled out. So this way it can be put in those red bags, and there's a whole process to it that's probably way more complicated than you've ever thought about. So I found this clip here, of course, on YouTube that is an excellent example of the type of manpower, the facility, and exactly what it takes to dispose of this highly toxic material. So why don't you guys watch this? It's only a minute or two's worth, and then, we'll come back and discuss. more than you ever thought. Nothing like even your regular everyday recycling with your plastics and your bottles and metals. No, not at all. It has to be treated with special chemicals, then broken down into a incineratable, I think I may have invented a word, broken down into a particle that can be incinerated, and then that incinerated gas recaptured and filtered so it isn't released into the atmosphere. Starting to make sense why it can't go in your regular trash. There are usually two methods of trash disposal currently in my country. Not sure about your country, but here in the United States, the two most prevalent disposal methods are incineration. Not good, right? Because it won't be recaptured. It'll just be in your trash, dumped into your local landfill's incinerator, and polluted into the air. And since we don't know much about this virus, actually allowing it to be, sent back in the air could be the whole, Trojan horse we didn't think about reinfection stage that could happen, right? The second way is landfill, strictly landfill, where they're going to take all this material, bury it, and it will fester for hundreds of years until someone comes and disturbs it. And then maybe super bacteria, maybe the zombie apocalypse they were looking for now, maybe it happens then. I don't know. But I think we should be a little more thoughtful on what we're going to do with all this medical waste. I think we need to put as much effort right now into what is going to happen. And, well, look at these examples of what happens with trash. So you see my fear? Just like the plastic in Thailand and in Bali, it's my fear that all of this medical waste is going to wind up in countries like that. It's going to be put into containers and shipped to places like Mumbai in India, or taken to shady disposal, medical trash disposal places where somehow it finds its way into the ocean, which means inevitably it makes its way to the beaches of these countries that seem to be the ocean's filter for things like plastic and garbage. They're ill-equipped to deal with it to begin with, and in the end they're going to wind up with this, and they're not prepared with health departments or governments that have agencies that are ready to spring into action when this stuff starts washing along their shores. First it'll be encountered by their citizens, months will go by, and then finally after, maybe nothing, or maybe Lord knows, a virus 10 times more powerful than the coronavirus ever was. Oops, I said the wrong thing. That thing, beep, 10 times more powerful than that, washes up on our neighbors' beaches, on the people we call allies' shores, right? Because right now we want paper towels and toilet paper and P95 and N100 masks and shields, but we're only throwing them in our trash. We're not disposing of them as medical waste like they're supposed to be. It's not your fault. No one's told you about this. You figure, dispose of it. They're telling you to use it. It must be fine to just get rid of it. I'm here to tell you it is not. And I'm no health department. I'm no CDC. I'm not World Health Organization. Who am I but just another working guy? But it's been on my mind. I already see it when I go for my bike rides. I see gloves just scattered about that people willy-nilly just tossed because, it's a pandemic and you can do that right now. No one's touching it. I'm not picking it up. So who's picking it up? So then when I thought it through, so after it's picked up, where's it going? I mean, we pay a lot of money to have our medical waste removed every month. They come every weekend, it's several $100s, and we're a very small place. So, you know, it's a big, big, big business. Most of it shady, most of it done improperly. And so at pandemic levels, what will happen? The oversight will be turning the other way to make it more convenient to get it out of here, because we're all to blame. We have a very short-term memory. I can guarantee you that when this is over, and it soon will be over, you know, like everything else, its time will come and it will pass. We'll forget it was a thing. We'll be annoyed that these things are piling up and we have a garage full of them. We're going to be tired of hearing about all this latex that doesn't biodegrade for hundreds of years, because not everybody's using surgical grade gloves. Some people are using vinyl gloves. Some people are using industrial grade, you know, leather, heavy duty, bound with rubber gloves. And they're just going to toss them when this is over. So where does that go? You know, you saw the example. It winds up on a beach in some foreign country because it ain't staying here. We're not keeping it. You're not going to pay what it costs to dispose of it. And I don't know, my county hasn't addressed it. I haven't heard one person talk about it. Not our president, not the CDC, not even the environmentalists. Haven't heard a peep out of them. Man, if a moth gets, you know, pushed to the side, they come out in force. But right now, since they're scared of pandemic as well, they ain't worried about latex surgical gloves, even non-latex surgical gloves, plastic gloves, face masks, homemade masks, store-invented plastic shields. No one's saying anything, but they will be. The time is going to be coming where it's going to be an inundation in your face of, you were irresponsible. What'd you do with your gloves? You didn't put them in your regular trash. Why? What's wrong with you? Because, no one told you, right? Well, I'm telling you, if you can, kind of think about it. I would recommend personally taking all these things, when you're done with them, putting them together, put them in one single container, one plastic garbage bag, one of those horrible plastic shopping bags. This can't hurt you when it's inside of another plastic bag. So for the time being, until they come up with a contingency for it, I'm just storing ours. I have the ability to bring them to work and dispose of them, but my boss got to pay for that, and he wouldn't appreciate that. So I'm not doing that. I'm doing what every other citizen has to do. Instead of throwing it away, I'm thinking about what will happen to it. So for now, I can easily, safely store it. I'm going to do so. And hopefully when this is over and clearer heads provide, I'm thinking that very possibly hospitals will become collection points for used and unused masks, because they're going to want them, and the gloves and gowns and shields. And so this way they can be disposed of properly, and they won't wind up in beaches, around the world, where I would like to go vacation very soon, right? Where you guys all want to go and relax and get a break after this madness is over. Well deserved, I might say. So that is our rant for today. You know how it works around here. What's most important is what you think. What do you guys feel? Am I onto something? Are we just headed into a new problem that the people in charge are currently not thinking about because they're making a lot of money and they're trying to quell the masses? Let's have some forethought. Let's store our stuff for now and see if we can get a reasonable response from those above who should be taking care of disposing of this just as much as they are handing it out to us, right? So, let me know in those juicy comments down below. I appreciate it. I notice everybody's been writing some very intelligent, very insightful, long, really entertaining comments. I appreciate it. I read them all. I respond to as many as I possibly can. Quite busy right now with both paperwork here at the house and now it's 3 days a week at the clinic, but because testing has increased here in Tampa. But keep them coming, man. I love it. It inspires me. It keeps me going. We're very close to 5,000. There will be a celebration of some sort. It will entail a trip, I am hoping. The place I have in mind is clearing, and almost up to a phase where they may be reopening very soon. So, fingers crossed. But, y'all know how we do it on this channel. Comment, like, subscribe. Push me into 5,000 any day now. Love ya. See y'all in the next one. And pass it along. Keep your protective gear stored away for now. Let's see if we can get the hospitals to dispose of it after this is all over. It's much safer. Don't want to